Good afternoon, everyone. It's Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from the Red Corner Chat. And this afternoon, I have a very special guest. His name is Mpho Songo, who is an ambitiously driven young leader. He's into architectural designing. He plays an active role in communities in terms of entrepreneurship, sports, and leadership. And he exceeds all given goals. Good afternoon, Mpho. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself, man?
I'm very good, thank you. So what have you been up to during COVID-19?
I've been busy with entrepreneurship. I've been pushing to recruit young lions, young guys from the community of Gauteng to indulge into entrepreneurship because we had a problem where people got retrenched, people were home, so now we need to empower them with the skills. So I made it my duty to empower them with entrepreneurship skills so they could render a service and also take care of their families at home with the money that they get. It might not be as big, but it's impactful for a small family of 5. So that's what I've been doing with the young guys in the community. And yeah, connecting people, connecting entrepreneurs with entrepreneurs and pushing modeling, pushing my passion, modeling and athletics as well.
Wonderful. So we're going to get right into it and we're going to want to get to know you a little bit more. So can you maybe tell us a bit of your background, where you come from, where you schooled, your family?
Yes. Okay. My name is Mpho Songo. I'm from a community called Gauteng. It's based in the East Rand. It's a colored community. It's not a big community, but it's reasonable. It's an okay community. And my parents, my mother's name is Sonto Musamu, teacher as well. The lady that I look up to as well. And I've got 2 sisters who I also look up to. I set the bar for them to say, no, they should have a brother, a good brother. Instead, they surpassed it all. And I'm like stuck now and think I need to catch up to them now. That's how good they are. And I went to school, African Academy. It's an engineering school, drafting school. That's where I got the education. Sorry, I'm just a bit nervous.
Don't be nervous, just relax, breathe and just relax.
I got this. Thank you for
got this.
I went to a college called African Academy where I did drafting for a year. Then right after, I won some competition and I won money. Then I went back to school and I studied architectural and now I got the papers and now that's what I'm practicing currently now. And secondly, yeah, I'll personally say my purpose basically. Yeah, in the community of Gauteng, we're in a community where chasing your dreams, it's a feeble dream, it's a pipe dream. So my whole life I've had there's this special thing about me where it's like I haven't been fitting into groups. I've been just doing me. Doing me is what chasing my dreams, which is what doing athletics, excelling, doing fashion, modeling, the entrepreneurship as well, and being around the right people ahead of my time, where you'd find a normal 20-year-old supposed to be chilling with 20-year-olds, drinking and partying. You'll find me sitting in big meetings with high school principals, not understanding, but just understanding the principle that you need to be around the right people to make your dreams manifest, which means if I succeed, the people who failed will have hope because I'm in a community where we are struck by drugs, unemployment, gangsterism, and you know the stigma about coloreds, that coloreds are just nobodies in the community. So I'm here to break that stigma. So that's why I'm here, and I'll bring this interview to show them as well that it's possible with just a decision away. So yeah, that's me.
Lovely. So what inspired you to become an entrepreneur? Because you're doing such great work in the communities.
My love for drawing actually, and I found problems in Gauteng whereby post-apartheid era we had people scattered all over South Africa, like your coloreds, your blacks, everyone was scattered into certain designated areas. So now that's where I picked up the problem. People were scattered to Gauteng, the colored community that I told you about. So we've had houses for over 30 years which weren't serviced, like maintained, construction architectural-wise, engineering-wise, there was no maintenance. And that's what led me to go to school, to go study architectural and drafting so that I can aid myself, so I can service a rent, so I can deliver a service in the community. So that's where it all started for me, because we had a problem where I'd go to my friend's house, you'd see the roof is leaking, but there was no one to do the right thing, like to educate them which steps to follow to go get the right people. So now that's where I came in as Mpho, to go study, get the education, come back in the community and empower the community, build my own center in Gelukstad, because I always look up to, actually Center is like the main aim to say like, get Gelukstad to that standard. So now I got the education, I got the people behind me, so now I'm building my own center in Gelukstad by empowering people, by giving them, the entrepreneurship. Yay!
Love it.
So
Love
it's
it.
just a bit of stuff.
Simply love it. Well done. And I wish you everything of the best. So you're busy now building a team. You're putting a team together, and are you doing the trainer?
Yes. Can you just repeat the question again, ma'am?
I said you're putting a team together now.
Yes. Now I'm busy putting a team together of architects whereby I get people from Gelukstad. For example, you tell me, Paul, I'm actually into architecture. So what I do is I go to African Academy, the college that I did my architectural drafting, and go and explain to them the situation whereby they've helped two guys in Gelukstad. They got bursaries actually. The one fell out, the mind wasn't in the right place, but the other one managed to pull through. So now then I use him as well to do his practicals under my company, Roski projects. So from there, then I pull in more young entrepreneurs. Like you'll find one friend, like, dude, just get register a company. You'll be the plumber. We'll get someone to mentor in plumbing, but you'll be the small company we'll use. So you can also get people in the community you can hire, so we can bridge the employment gap as well and create business opportunities. So everything stays in the community while empowering it. So that's what I'm currently doing.
I love that. I love the empowering. I love the inspiring. Those are the key words that's coming from a young leader. Well done. I wish you everything of the best. We're going from architectural to athletics, another A. Can you maybe tell me a little bit about that?
I'd call it a God-given talent, gift actually. I was in Spring. I attended school in Springs Technical High School. It's based in Springs. I met my English teacher, Mr. Kemp. He used to be an 100-meter sprinter, but he broke his ankle. Then his career ended, and he went into teaching. Then he's the man who discovered me. Then from 2010 to 2012, he took me in. He trained me. And then I represented the school in provincial level. I even went to national level where I represented the school and the province and managed to place 5th for 400-meter hurdles and 12th for the 400 flat. So that is me. And then what happened was because of, as a young man, you also get your hiccups where under peer pressure, what I did, I qualified in 2014 for the national games again. I placed third for 400 meters. So after qualifying, I trained a full year preparing, doing everything needed. Mr. Kemp and the current club that I'm running for now, Tsakani Athletics, everything was done perfectly. But one thing I did, I fall prey to peer pressure. What happened was, day before the SHMs, I decided I was bored on a Sunday. I went to go play soccer with my friends, and then I broke my ankle, and I was ruled out for 6 years. I only got back last year, and what I did was I sacrificed 8 months of my time, training, professional club, mentorship. And what happened? I went to go compete again, and luckily, through God's grace, I placed 9th in the SA champs for cross country in the 2-kilometer champs. So I was like, yeah, there's a build up to it all with the athletics. And we planned out this year that it's going to be the big year for the cross country, but sadly COVID struck us. So we just going to put it on hold for now till next year. And yeah, I run for a club called Tsakani Athletics. I'm coached by Ben Shongwane from Tsakani. And yeah, that's me in the athletics arena.
You are doing so much. That is so great. I mean, such a young leader, such a great role model. So let's talk about from role model to Role Models Foundation, where you were crowned, or I would say sashed, Mr. Gauteng 2020. So you maybe want to take me through that journey.
What happened was, I'll give you a background. I'm more of a stylish guy. I like dressing up. I'm more like smart casual. That's me. Dressing up smart casual just speaks to Mpho Songo. They even call me Roski because I wear like this. Roski means the black Italian, the guy who just wears smart casual. That's what they even call me. So then I think you're familiar with Simone Mayberg, former Miss Gauteng 2019. I walked into her last year and she was like, Mpho, why aren't you taking it a step further? You cannot just dress up and look nice in the streets. Why don't you take it a step further where you can even get your message out there of hope and motivation and leadership and direction? Why don't you get it out there? And I was like, nah, what about modeling? No, Simone, no, it's not gonna work for me. She's like, just give it some thought. With the dream that you're running, your athletics, your architectural, think of it. Just think of it, Mpho. If you can win, the bigger crowds that you will be able to tap in and the amount of people you will inspire and help, especially the people that are dear to you in Gelukstad. And then I went back to 2 weeks later, I went knocking at her house. Simone, how are you? She laughed. Okay, I've been waiting for this. Let's take it on. And she was like, Mpho, we need to get you into a few competitions so we can get the momentum with that. Then she was like, we entering Mr. Gauteng. In my mind, I was like, Mr. Gauteng, this is a big competition, a very, very big competition. And with that, the preparations, the voting, people were asking, and I had to explain to people in Gelukstad, like, what is the pageant about? Because our people are not familiar with it. All this is foreign. Modeling, pageants are for, they call it for sissies. So I had to jump into it and like take the stigma and make the best of it, which now they're actually seeing now. They say, no, man, this even men can do it, even women can do it, anyone can do it. Zonzi is from also from a province from in Limpopo, if I'm correct. She did it, so it's for anyone.
It's
Anyone can
okay.
do it, and yes, that's the stigma that I set up. And next thing, we went to the competition, and yo, I was so nervous. I had to do walks. It was fun. It was so inspiring. It was actually inspiring. I got to meet more models because I'm familiar more with the fashion industry. The passion, it was all new to me. So I had to meet new guys, inspiring talks. We had Juanita inspiring me, Simone just backing me and like, you got this. And next thing, did the walks and everything, and it was the crowning time. Out of everyone, all the guys and the women, they all got crowns. I was the only one who didn't get a crown or certificate, nothing. I almost cried thinking, yo, all the money invested and the people, I'm going to be like a joke. And I felt so bad. Next thing, the last, final crowning. The one lady next to me just said, the one with the last laugh, laughs. They say in Afrikaans, die laaste lag lag die lekkerste. That's what they say. So the one, yeah. So that happened and they called my name and it was like, yo, Mpho won this. And the first thing was, this is the gap that I've been looking for a very long time, to tap into bigger markets, bigger people, to show our people in Gelukstad to say, no, man, we are all just a decision away. If we can just break free from society stereotyping us to say we're druggies, we underdeveloped, uneducated, we just a decision away. That can just, yeah, circumstance, all that, we just a decision away, and we just need to be around the proper people. And that's what happened to me, and I won. And from there, life changed because, from being a normal boy from Gelukstad, architect, a normal athlete, the leader, now it's like Mr. Gauteng, it's all rounded. So everything I'm doing is basically representing Gauteng. And now, currently, now speaking on it, I'm actually now, my business is even ventured to Randburg as well, where I'm actually drawing houses, trying to get the people from Gelukstad, from East Rand, to connect with these people this side. That's how big the dream has gone so far now. And yeah, that's it.
Unstoppable. Just go for it. Whatever is yours, grab it, grab the opportunities, and just move and just go with the flow. Well done on everything that you've achieved so far. I know what pageantry is all about. In fact, Simone and I were crowned on the same day. She was Mrs. Gauteng and I was Mrs. Johannesburg on the same night.
Wow, wow, wow. I want to tell her I had an interview with you. I'm going to right after this.
Yes, I'm actually going to get her onto the chat at some point as well as Juanita. So, Mpho, what motivates you? You know, you've done so much. You're still climbing the ladder. You're doing a lot more. You're going to achieve a lot more. What actually motivates you?
What motivates me? That's a very good question. Empowering people, directing people into their purpose. There's one thing I don't like with my whole heart, seeing people without direction. I make it my means to get people around me so I can teach them, show them their ways, because I honestly believe we God gave us enough wisdom to know where you can help and where you can't, and where you can lead, where you can't lead. And as leadership, you can never be in a place where you're comfortable. As leaders, you're going to be in a place where you're always uncomfortable because people are coming to learn and you're setting bars which are pulling people to learn. So that's where I come in, and I empower people with knowledge. I show them their purpose. Not that I'm showing them my purpose. I'm only using what I learned on my walk through life and my achievements to guide them. Like, if you have a dream, I'll guide you. If you tell me, don't go, I'd like to go also into construction, then I'll be like, dude, first construct yourself. Let's first construct you. Let's deal with you first. We sort you out, then you send you to the outside world, because we find people where they have dreams, but they don't want to go through the messy side of things. So now I put the purpose and I show you both sides to it, and then we lead. That's me. That's what drives me actually, to help people. And I don't like seeing people, yeah, I just don't like seeing people in poverty mentally, not physically, mentally. So you'd rather be rich mentally than physically. You'd rather be rich mentally, you'll know exactly what to do, where and when, if we prepare your mind. And that's me.
Such inspiring words for the youth, you know, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to get so much out of this today. So, what would you say? You know, you spoke about inspiring, we spoke about empowering, you spoke about reconstructing yourself. I love all of that. What do you think are your greatest achievements?
My greatest achievements, back in 2016, where I registered my company, Roski Projects, I never thought it would be this big, where I registered it at 23, and I was like, where you think like, oh, it's just a company, it's your SARS papers, it's just a small paper starting. Now when I look back, it's 2016 now, 26 years later, when I look now, 6 years later, I've already built 16 houses, and I've got houses around Gauteng as well, where I can pinpoint and say, no, I helped here. I've got apartments, all these, I've done commercial buildings, industrial buildings, and residentials around Gauteng. So I never thought I'll be able to do that by 26 years, because at 26, most of the people, we come out of university or college and we start our lives. So for me, that was one big one. And secondly was, I went to a fashion week last year, when Zonzi Zibindi got crowned as Miss SA. That day before, when I got there, day before she got interviewed at the same red carpet that I was interviewed on. So when I got there, it was like celebs, the work. So it was a week after being crowned Mr. Gauteng. You get there, so it hadn't sink in. So it was all red carpets, all that. I'm just a normal guy. I walked on the other side. Next thing, the journalist fetched me like, no, you Mr. Gauteng, you got a stage. I'm like, no, I'm not a celeb. They're like, no, you got this, come here. And next thing I answered some questions. Nerves got to me because I wasn't fully prepared, but I acknowledged and I learned from it. That was the big thing I learned, to say, no, you don't go out unprepared. Prepare yourself before you go out. So, and then I learned the following day, I checked on the net. Zonzi Zimbini got interviewed on the same platform, same journalist, and that was just a big one for me. And the third one, we got invited by the ward councillor from Gelukdal, Henry Desmond Buitendag, to go open a school in Tsakani. So that's where I got to meet. My mom was also a government official at the same platform. I left home telling her, I'm going to go make you proud today. We're going to go open a school. And she just grabbed and said, no, go enjoy. Next thing I got there, when I got there, we met MEC Lisufi Panyas. We were sitting all around the one round table. Next thing I found my mom sitting there on the round table. I'm sitting next to her thinking, yo, is this your kind of work that you're doing? And people addressing me as Mr. Gauteng. So it was a big one for me. That was a huge, huge, huge one. And the third one was I entered in 2018 a pitch booster competition where you pitch your business for 1 minute. It was held here in Gauteng in Parktown. We were 250 entrepreneurs around Gauteng. So I entered the competition and we had to pitch our businesses for 1 minute. So through God's grace, I placed third and I won a 40,000 rands for the Roski projects. And that's the money that I used to go back to, which I used to go back last year to college so I can do the architectural course so I can just empower myself as well. Yeah, that's the three I can mention for now. Can't think of any others as well.
That is absolutely wonderful. And I like the fact that you are using the funds that you get to upskill yourself. And it's just unstoppable in Mpho.
Yes, that's me. Small dynamite.
Yes, so on that note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I personally see Roski myself. I'll just go. Okay, I see Roski projects being outside South Africa, where I do business with multiracial people from all over Africa, hiring and yeah, setting out people on their purposes for Roski projects. It must be a big brand. And in 5 years' time, I also see myself fighting for a seat to become a counselor in Gelukdal as well, and being a well-decorated model as well. That's the ultimate, being a well-decorated model, because of society, we believe as boys, because in Gelukdal, we believe, no, you only get done from 16 to 24, you do booze, drugs and all that. That's what you do there. You don't follow your dreams. We just circumstance babies. That's the thing that we have in Gelukdal. So then modeling came. So I started a bit late. I started at 25 with it. So because when I look at some of the time frames, I say I could have maybe started at 20 if I was outside the environment. So now I'm going to be the counteract, where I'm going to teach people like, no, start now, start early. The earlier the better. So that's what I'm going to do now. Yeah.
And there's an opportunity for you. You have the experience, you have the title, you can now go out and create another job or another business, because I think, you have so many titles and so many things that you can actually now teach others and inspire others about. And because I'm sure in Gelukdal, there's a lot of youngsters or the youth that don't know anything about pageants, about grooming, about walking the stage. So here's an opportunity for you.
A very, very big opportunity that I'm going to partner with my mentor, Simone Maybuck. We're going to partner on it and tackle it, because I don't believe in chasing your dreams alone. It takes a village to achieve your dreams. So I'm going to go with her. I'm making it a public announcement. Yeah, they all know. That's what I normally do, transparency, because, people who are lost, people who are in the dark, they easily assume and say, no, you self-righteous, So I always put things out there so they see. Even with my Facebook pages and everything is out there. My private life for myself, but my career is out there. So everyone can see it is possible by just taking the right decision, being around the right people, being inspired by Shamila on Facebook as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's, today it's all about collaboration. So, there's so many skills that you can combine and merge to actually get the end goal. So, yes, I wish you all the luck with Simone. I'm sure it's going to be wonderful, because she's such an amazing person as well. So just in closing, Mpho, what is your message to the youth?
It's not over till the Lord says it's over, man.
I love that. I love that. It's to the point. It's brief. It's there. Mpho, how can one get hold of you?
Well, they can get a hold of me via Facebook by my name. It's Mpho Songo. And on Instagram, they'll find me at Mr. Gauteng 2020. And my phone number, I'm scared of giving out phone numbers. I'm still learning on that, how to deal with that as well. Yeah. Because people, yeah, I'm just, but the experiences, Yes, the experiences, we get bad experiences because of our titles. So now I'm just playing, I'm still learning that to say, do you give your number? Don't you give your number? I'm still finding my groove on it. Yeah.
No, no numbers. You rather just have an email address that you can share. Otherwise, they can contact you on your social media platforms and they can inbox you or DM you, and then you can decide if you want to block them or not.
That's the best advice ever. No, thank you.
I do
I'm
it all the
definitely
time.
thinking
I
about
think
it.
I have one of the longest block lists on Facebook.
I've been following and seeing the people, the things that you've been doing. So I noticed, that's why I learned actually, no, don't give out numbers, because I did once, and next thing I saw one of your posts and I was like, oh my word, people are harassing you. And I'm like, okay, now I know I have to play around with it.
Yes, it's very important because I mean you're going to get WhatsApp messages or calls in the middle of the night, and it's people from different countries as well. They just don't know how to respect others. So I think just to protect yourself as well, just make sure that you don't share numbers.
I promise I will do that. And thank you a lot. And I'm really honored to be on the interview. Finally, the nerves are gone. I'm all comfortable now. I'm speaking freely. All thanks to you and your guidance as well. And really thank you for having me on the red carpet. On the red room, I mean.
The red corner. No, it's only a pleasure. A lot of people come on the chat and they're very nervous, and I tell them just be yourself, because that is most important. You don't have to be someone else. You don't have to feel any negative energies, because we're here to chat, just get the positivity flow. And yeah, see how relaxed you are now.
You see, it's one thing that I learned as well. Sometimes you feel like when we get invited, we don't want to disappoint the host. So then the nerves get the better of us because we put up false self standards whereby you just want us to be us. And that's the mistake I think many of us are making. We think, no, maybe you'll judge us and all that. And instead, you just want us. You don't want our titles. You're just looking for Mpho. Mpho must just talk what is Mpho about. And that's all you want to get our stories out there. And I think the moment people just get to grasp that about you, then I think the interviews will go smooth.
Absolutely. In fact, it's creating that expectation because you think it's an interview. This is not an interview. The Red Corner chat is totally different to normal scripted interviews. This is just an informal chat. You come here, you be yourself, you just chat, we have a conversation, and people want to see the real you. They want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from you reading something or preparing beforehand. It must all come from the heart. It must be what you're currently doing. And that's what we want to hear. So that is why I call it the informal chat.
Oh, thanks for that one. Yeah, so yeah, that's me. That's what I currently do. And we have this group where on Mondays we meet, we speak to unemployed. We even go to a church in Gauteng. We use the church as that platform where we address matters of unemployment. We address matters on social substance abuse. There's a whole lot. We even got like this one guy who inspires me the most, Bunny Andrews. Gauteng wasn't in a good state for a long time. Until now, we got a new counselor who took over, Henry Beitenda. Then you found your Bunny who came in the picture, and it just created the Skills Development Center. Everything that I'm standing for is literally got in a centrum whereby he empowers people with purpose. And then right after that, he sets you free with your gift and your powers and sets you for employment. You choose, do you want employment or do you want entrepreneurship? You choose your walk. And that's the kind of people that I'm surrounded with and I'm inspired by actually to do best because they're even cheering for me. That's where I learned that your group will determine whether you will make it or you will break it. So what I choose normally to do is for my own success, I'm around people who are far ahead of me in my success. Because if I'm around people of same caliber, I don't think the blind can lead the blind. So yeah, that's just me pushing me because I don't even actually, if I have to speak the truth, I don't even actually fit in much with my crowd of my age because there's times where I tried fitting in where I would go to a party where 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds would be, but I wouldn't fit in. My mind wouldn't be there. My mind would be, I need to go push my business. I need to position myself for Mr. S. I need to position myself for this. The moment I make it, we don't know who else is going to follow because I'm leaving the ladder wide open for them. So I need to keep on working. Work have fun. When you have fun, it's time for yourself. Then go out. I cannot go have fun, go buy booze, get home, waste money where I could have bought power with the money at home. And that's the kind of stigmas that we're dealing with in Gelukstyle. And it's a hard fight, but we grabbed it on the horns. We're fighting it.
There's so much more that's going to come in Mpho, and I can see it, I know, and from what you told me now, I gather that you have the mindset of an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, is one that doesn't sleep. So your mind is occupied 24/7 because you always, I think, feel that you're not doing enough. So you want to do more, and your mind just works like crazy. And that's what we all have been through.
Yes. Oh, you see, but I mean, people who are ahead of me, like yourself, I can catch inspiration. Now I know I'm not alone, thinking over it all the time, thinking it through, roping people around me. Because right now, we're currently busy with we're gonna launch a new business where we will be selling power in Gelukstyle because we got the lackage of shops. So we're going to be selling power. So that's basically how would I say, that's my standing point. Gelukstyle is what drives my purpose out there, because when I go out to places like Randburg, Cosmo City, and them, you will see, no, this guy is from a township, but his mind is not township. And that's the different cut that comes to me, because I have friends, actually, I started making friends outside of Gelukstyle because when you stuck in a place for too long, you become like the people. So I had that problem where I had just speak slang, the mentality wasn't there. But the moment I stepped out of Gelukstyle, things changed for me. I'm in Randburg where things are more professional. Everything that I'm dreaming, it's happening so quickly for me now here on the sites, Midrand, and I'm traveling all over, meeting people. And my purpose is still being fulfilled because it's not like it's being replaced. The people that I meet are inspired, they inspire me. We move, and I'm going to take that, what they taught me, I'm going to take it back home and teach them that home. Like, you don't go out from Gelukstyle and go speak slang with the people. Shamila won't understand if you speak slang in Afrikaans. You need to address her nicely in English, meet her with eloquence, speak nicely to her. She'll understand you, then she'll come to your place, because she's in a certain place in her life where she'll know exactly where you are if you just let her in. And that's where I am now currently.
That is wonderful. So I can see you mentoring a lot of people from where you live, because when they actually get out into the bigger world, they'll know how to address people. So I want to thank you for coming on the show. I really enjoyed the chat, and I'm sure today there's a lot of takeaways. A lot of people are going to latch on to a whole new perspective on inspiration. Thank you so much, and I wish you everything of the best going forward.
Thank you, Shamila. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.